WREG in Memphis. This is News Channel 3 at 6.
First at 6, people in Memphis and Shelby County continue to slow the spread of coronavirus. We're seeing less daily increases in infections, and officials believe we are about a month away from reaching the peak. The city announces new social distancing requirements for stores in Memphis. We'll break down the changes being required later this week. A Memphis school plans to reopen next week. Hear what a parent says about that surprising move coming up. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Stephanie Skurlock, bringing you the news from my living room tonight as we continue to social distance and stay at home. You'll see Greg tonight on the news at 10. We'll get you the latest on the coronavirus in just a moment, but first, happening now. The weather experts are keeping a close eye on Storm Tracker 3S tonight. You may have gotten some sprinkles earlier, but tonight the storms are moving in. Weather expert Jim Jaggers joins us with a look at what's to come. Hey, Jim.
We'll track those storms for you and help you plan out your evening and your day tomorrow coming up. Stephanie?
All right, we'll check back, Jim. Tonight, we are learning more about the city of Memphis's plans moving forward amid the coronavirus pandemic. The stay-at-home order is in effect through May 5th and could be extended again. And starting this Friday in Memphis, big stores like Walmart, Target, Kroger, and Walgreens will have to limit the number of people inside, provide hand sanitizer, provide a daily special hour for at-risk shoppers, and require workers to wear masks. The mayor says we should all wear a face covering if we must leave our homes.
Members of the public are strongly encouraged to wear facial coverings when engaging other people or entering a place of business.
The mayor also outlined plans to open some city-owned golf courses and the requirements we'll need to meet in order to open up more businesses. You can see a replay of the COVID task force update on the WREG Facebook page. Some of those making sure people are tested for COVID-19 and working in some of those underserved communities are medical students at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center in Memphis. WREG's Alex Coleman tells us about this one-of-a-kind program in the country and the students volunteering their time to make a difference.
As Memphis battles the coronavirus pandemic, some of those on the front lines are medical students at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center. One of them is fourth-year medical student Bailey Little.
We had our first day operating in Frazier, which was pretty great to be able to make it a little bit more accessible to the community of Memphis.
They're volunteering and administering COVID-19 tests at Tiger Lane and at the North Frazier Community Center, where they gain real-world experience.
We're learning a lot about how to adapt quickly in a unique situation that a pandemic offers, and how to work with local officials. So there's really just tons of learning opportunities along the way.
I feel like as a medical student, when you're in a classroom for so long, you kind of lose sight of the patient care aspect of it. And, doing something like this really reminds you that that's what you want to be doing with your life.
Last month, the American Medical Association recommended medical students be taken out of hospitals because of the pandemic. But Dr. Dave Schwartz, the chair of radiation oncology at UTHSC College of Medicine, found a way to safely get students involved who wanted to help.
Traditionally, students have been kept out of the fray in times of crisis. Fortunately, we had not only the talent, but also the spit and vinegar in the bloodstream, so to speak, to take the initiative.
An initiative no other medical school in the United States has been allowed to do, using medical students and leading a test center.
The leadership of the medical school wanted to be able to provide that to the community, and we were sitting on some of the best talent that the city could offer in the students.
Students volunteering and already making a difference.
So being able to stay in touch with patients, being able to hear their stories, how the pandemic's affecting them, it's only going to make me a better doctor.
Alex Coleman, WREG TV, News Channel 3.
Our students serving on the front lines. The UT Medical School in Memphis has free walk-up and drive-through testing at the North Frazier Community Center on St. Elmo Road. You must have an appointment. More testing opportunities are opening up in the Mid-South today. A free drive-through site started screening people in Frazier. Kroger is teaming up with Memphis Business Academy and Cherokee Health Systems to offer free COVID-19 testing through Friday.
Patients with symptoms of COVID-19, shortness of breath, fever, difficulty breathing, cough, can register on the Kroger website for testing, where they will complete screening questions and register for a time. Once they arrive, they'll again be screened for the symptoms, registered here with their ID. This is free, so they will not be charged.
A free service. Over 100 people have already registered for the test. We have a link on WREG.com. Screenings happen at the Memphis Business Academy parking lot on Overton Crossing from 9 until 4. New at 6, civil rights advocates across Arkansas are filing a lawsuit against the governor. This comes after hundreds of inmates test positive for COVID-19. WREG's Quamitra Wilburn spoke to those concerned who say the state did not take the necessary precautions.
More than 700 inmates across the state of Arkansas have tested positive for COVID-19. The Arkansas Department of Corrections says most of the cases are at the Cummins unit in Pine Bluff, with 681 inmates and 14 staff members testing positive. State leaders say they are working with the prison system to try to prevent the spread. However, civil rights activists say they feel they need to sue to ensure inmates receive protection.
No, we do not think that they took the necessary steps. They're not even following the CDC guidance.
The lawsuit says state officials failed to take essential measures to ensure social distancing, safe and sanitary conditions, and access to hygiene products, cleaning supplies, and personal protective equipment.
So they're seeing either themselves or others that appear symptomatic and appear in need of medical, treatment or to be tested so that they can be segregated, and that's not happening timely.
Governor Asa Hutchinson posted on social media that he is asking the parole board to identify and review nonviolent offenders and those due for release in 6 months to be considered for early release. However, state officials say that may not apply to the Cummins unit due to the outbreak.
We would not encourage release at a unit where there's an ongoing outbreak until that's under control. It would not be a good thing if someone had tested positive, then were released, and for example, if they didn't have a place to stay, they went to a homeless shelter, well, then you'd have a bunch more people exposed.
Reporting, Quamitra Wilburn, WREG News Channel 3.
Prison officials say testing is continuing at all state prisons. Tonight, loved ones with inmates at the Tennessee Department of Correction Facilities have a new COVID-19 information hotline. The 24-hour phone line is answered by a real person who can respond to questions related to COVID-19 testing updates or other concerns for the inmate. You can reach it by calling 1-866-858-0380. TDOC tells us inmates are being encouraged to keep in contact with family through free phone calls. Just as we learned, Memphis has seen a sharp increase in car break-ins during the coronavirus pandemic. Today, 10 Memphis and Shelby County firefighters became victims. Take a look at the damage left behind this morning at Fire Station 55 on Riverdale Road. The Memphis Fire Department tells us about 10 personal vehicles of our local firefighter and paramedics were broken into overnight as they worked in Hickory Hill. Many windows shattered. Memphis police are investigating, and so far, they have not released any information on who could be responsible. You should contact Crime Stoppers if you know anything. Tennessee's governor says all schools should remain closed until the fall, but one Memphis school says they're opening up as soon as next week. Coming up next on the news at 6, how the school says they will keep children safe and why one parent says she won't be letting her child go back to class there.
Tracking a storm here in Phillips County around Marvell area. Should be in Poplar Grove at about 6:20, Tunica at 6:58, and Commerce at 7:04. Now, future radar showing more thunderstorm activity heading towards Memphis and the metropolitan area. We'll take a look at that forecast and track the storm for you coming up.
Your number one 6 p.m. newscast, WREG News Channel 3.